she was meant to be nude, but in those days we weren't allowed such luxuries as you would have had today. Today she'd have been stark naked.
Also, Dr. No had that wonderful girl in it, Ursula Andress. Sean's treatment of her, far from being the roughneck that he later proved to be with a lot of the other female stars, he was very tender and gentle toward her. There weren't many instances of that toward the various young ladies that he played opposite in the films to come.
So when he's screwing her, or about to, he looks at his watch. And he got a howl of laughter, so we left it in. We were doubtful about it, it was one of those things. I nearly killed myself showing Sean how to do this. We had to get a stuntman to do it eventually. It was a very stupid thing. There were all these rims around there. I showed him it was perfectly safe, and the stuntman proved with a sack of exactly my weight that you could kill yourself. You see, Mr. Shaw looked quite a splendid figure of a man by then. I made Robert blonde his hair. He very nearly turned the part down because of that. Well, he said, you'll have to get another actor. So I said, well, we'll get another actor. And then about 2 days later, his agent called and said, he's dyed his hair. Can he come and have lunch with you, sir? And he looked wonderful. And I sent him to a gym because he didn't have a very good physique. But my God, he did after this.
He seems fit enough.
They bloody nearly killed him in that gym. He was doing about 5 or 6 hours a day. I wish I could do it. Those kind of muscles, I think, take years of development.
Sean Connery, by contrast, wasn't really anxious to do Goldfinger. His acting range had grown enormously since the first 2 Bond movies, and after From Russia with Love, he'd done Woman of Straw, a thriller with Rafe Richardson and Gina Lollobrigida, and Alfred Hitchcock's Marnie. He suspected that Goldfinger would be even more successful than the first 2, and was concerned about being permanently typed in the role of 007. He wanted new terms from Saltzman and Broccoli. Connery had said publicly in February of 1964, a month before shooting began, that he was reluctant to do the new movie, throwing Saltzman and Broccoli into a panic. He did report, however, under the multi-picture contract he had signed for Dr. No, but it was during the shooting of this scene that his dispute with the producers seems to have come to a head, according to a story told by Tom Carlyle, the film's publicist, to Connery biographer Kenneth Passingham. According to Passingham, when the scene of the karate blow was shot, Connery complained of an injury and headache and went home for the day. When he returned, he had a new contract giving him an increase in pay and a percentage of the picture. And now we meet the Bond woman with the most memorable name of all, Miss Pussy Galore, played by Honor Blackman. First, Guy Hamilton picks up the story about her name and the problems it caused.
And here is the delectable Miss Pussy Galore. I seem to remember there was a nervousness on the part of the producers at the fortunate choice of name. I took the view that Fleming had named her thus, 1 million readers had read it in print, so the censor was really trying to close the stable door long after the horse, etc. But I think it was Tom Carlyle, our 7-foot-tall publicity man, who settled the issue by getting published a picture of Prince Philip and Honor Blackman with the charming caption, Pussy and the Prince.
Most amazingly, while magazines like Life had no problem mentioning Pussy Galore by name, Sports Illustrated of all journals simply called her Galore. The lesbianism is toned down almost to the point of non-existence in the screenplay, except for little lines such as her telling Bond to forget his charm because she's immune. Actually, Blackman wanted to tease the audience with other references, but unlike Terence Young on the 2 earlier pictures, Guy Hamilton didn't permit much deviation from Goldfinger's script, and he denied her the opportunity to have quite that much fun with the role.